FBNC14 if you want to do the same. And the same with YouTube. Hashtag FBNC14 if you've got any videos you want to upload. Now, Morris joins in the ploughing parade with a Ferguson T at 20 from 1954 and a Lancel DS54 plough. That's a very popular and growing sector of the ploughing season. Now, Dave Beach with an International B275 and an International TS86 plough, which could take part in the vintage class or possibly even world style ploughing, and they're all aiming to be Scottish champion, and then they would get to compete in the World Championships. So this year the World Championships are in France in September, but anyone winning Scottish Championships will Championships chairman at the moment. This is his second year as chairman, and they always like the chairman of the championships to do a 2-year term. They always like to bring the last year of the term home to the kind of home territory. So although it's not in Fife, it's very close along in Russia, and indebted to the Dave Carnegie was a first ever world champion way back in 1994 when he won the World Reversible Championships in Ireland, and then followed on from Dave, we had the MSC closures and abattoirs. Haulage contractors go by the wayside. The markets rationalised even further. Closed down markets, less auctioneers. It all infringes on the whole supply industry, the food industry of Scotland. Demand for food here is still high, but the power of the supermarkets has led to, one of the reasons has led to reduction in prices of cattle. Buying pure cattle to finish is a very expensive business. If you're not going to get a good price for the finished product, you're going to look for another sector to get into. Now, because we've had to change venues and some of our exhibitors haven't been able to make it here, and we've had exhibits, and I can only say that you're more than welcome to grab about and do some work with the machine. That's what we're intended for now. As I see the Brown AK5 with a Bamford Waffler on the back. The Bamford Waffler is a very successful machine for making hay. It's a bit like the machine we saw working quicker almost, although this time machine, but the hay bug's been with us probably since the 1960s, and the times on this machine, living off the PTO, revolves very fast. And I know it's leg space, once you have a hay cooker, again, it's a horse-drawn machine that's been converted for tractor use. How's the waffler? It's going to have a go. Now, I know the waffler's got a few times, but hopefully he does it. Now, here's my transport manager, Peter Brown, and another one of our tractors. Bought new with my grandfather in 1937, and it's spent all its working life across here at Bickerston. 1937 KCC4, the Lister Blackstone Clipway, again came from Bickerston, and I used this, the last time this machine was used was back in 1984. And I rigged up some room in it, so after 30 years it's back out again, it's making its rally debut. And again, this is an outfit that would work regularly in the 40s and 50s. Now the boats are all coming here like mad here. All these machines ring today. It's all action. Sandy Cox, some classic tractors back on board. And a lot of that old making equipment was kept working even as the tractors don't work, and they kept it working a lot longer than possibly the tractors that originally worked it. Take part in their competition. God, there's Willie Brownlee back again. Where have you been, Willie? You been away to St Andrews? Yeah? Down to Gaurdbridge for a chippy? Right, where's my catalogue gone? Sandy Thompson had it. Has he left the ring with it? So if you need the keys for your crosser, you'll need to go over and speak to Crystal. No doubt she'll extract some money off you to get your keys back.
One it was mossy Horus.
Which was this colour, and
The mossy Horus, no?
Now, here's one that's just a little bit different. This is a 780 David Brown with an Alice Chalmers Roto Baila, which will come in later on in availability. And then behind that, Jim McKechnie with his Case IM 1390. It's a tractor design, David Brown, carrying Case name and vehicles. And then 1988, Case International, but this time Case had also bought out International. Big tractor in this very black silver colour scheme. But it was to try and get rid of all the old stock of David Brown machinery. We came up with the idea of the commemorative edition, and they were commemorating David Brown. can't remember exactly what it was. 50 years of production or something, the David Brown track. And the David Brown name came back again, and you'll see it on the... Right then, things are moving along very briskly now, balers for you today. So they'll just take a wee bit of time just to back out and get out the ring. Now you catch a wheel up, boy, you'll know all about it, I'll tell you. Because the field is quite uneven, he's just going to have to take it slowly because we don't want a tine digging in and breaking. So we'll just take this slowly up the bout. And what would happen was his hay sweep would sweep up about, and once he had the hay sweep full, he would reverse out, and the guys in the field with the forks would come along and they would build up a ruck. And you see how he's pushing it there. And again, we're working. Firewood there. Winter will come round quicker than you think. So you're going to get your chance to buy this wood. We'll auction it off. It's another one of the things. I don't think we've ever done this at South Valley before. It's always been a major part of the countryside, of course, and nowadays with the price of fuel, wood burning stoves and log burners has become very popular, and there's an ever-increasing demand on firewood. And these guys will fulfil that demand, timber suppliers. We'll get them to do a couple of circuits and we'll stop the lorries there, we'll jump up on the flatbed and we'll auction off the boxes of firewood. And this is all for charity. So all want you sticking your hands up in the air. Right then, we're going to auction one box off at a time. Now remember, free delivery of these boxes, so don't worry about getting it all. It's lovely dry wood, it's hard wood as well. There's a lot of heat to come out of these, perfect for your open fire and your wood burning stove. So. Whereas you got a nice tight square, oblong, heavy bale for your normal baler. These bunchers, we have a second one that James Hunter's driving, courtesy of Bill Brown at Burnside. Thanks Bill for letting us take your tractor and buncher to the rally. Bill used to use these quite recently because the bunch was a perfect size for just putting on top of a potato box insulated potatoes. Now, moving on to the oldest baler, or the oldest designer baler, John Rennie with this Alice Chalmers roto baler. And this was just like modern round balers. They cropped them up, they got wrapped by the round belts, the rubber belts, rolled the bale into a sausage shape and then tied it and popped it out the back. It's supposed to make better better. But the problem with that is if you didn't have a tractor with live dry clutch on it, you had to knock it out of gear and engage the PTO and all sorts of capers. It took a long time for so many knees, stopping and starting it all the time. Now, we saw Harry Ferguson earlier with his David Brown Albion sideways baler. I said that these balers were good on hills because you didn't have the forward surging motion at the ramp on the tractor, so your tractor wouldn't be pushed down steep hills. And then from the blacks at Balcarras War, thanks to them for letting Rab Cameron bring Gordon Smith's 2130 John Deere and a Mark 12 or a Mark 16 Jones baler. We talked about Jones earlier, and this was the Jones now. The Bamford baler, the BL 159. Bamford started building balers way back in the early 50s. They took their design to the Long Company in America, and that's where the BL comes from, Bamford Long. And this is a 159. And it's basically, you'll remember the little yellow and blue baler that Britain's models produced. The little toy baler that Britain's produced. Well, this was the sort of next version of it. When Bamford bought out Jones, they started painting stuff orange. And but this is basically the little baler that Britain's made a version of. Then Alec Harris with the New Holland 68, a very, very popular early baler from the 1960s. And then we have a third low density baler, David Simonson from Kirkiness with a massive Ferguson 1080 tractor and the fast maximum low density baler. This baler was originally at the Lands at the Stark Farm. Duncan Walker of Kirkiness bought it initially, and then Dave bought it from the Walker. And then we have a New Holland 276 Super Hayliner. And these 276 Super Hayliners were very, very popular balers. Following on from that, we have another 276 Super Hayliner, and then behind a Marty Ferguson 690. I think that might be from the Stevens at Northfield, although I'm not sure. Bob Lively's force injectors next with the Crichton's 376, which is the next model on. The Kennedys, I think, bought it, and then Sandy bought it from there. A nice baler, 377 again. As the combines got bigger, the balers had to get bigger. They had to get bigger capacity, wider pickups to take the bigger bounce in. Now, on the back of the 377, I don't know, is your baler ready to work, Sandy? No, it's not. Well, we'll maybe need to just throw some bales on that. We'll get somebody's baler to bail up some hay. We'll need to bail this ruck out as well. There's Willie Grieve in a wee 43000. He's got the pyramid bale lifter on the back of this. I think it's Dave Payne's 3000 or Josh Graves 3000. And it's great to see so many different balers, many of them working there. Our lives have been engaged and they're working away. Next in the ring we've got Alan Wilkinson on his Sportson Super Major, and behind it we'll have Dennis Gibbs, John Deere 342 square baler from Glen Parr, so thanks to getting the baler, Alan, shifted that along for us. There's Gary Cameron with that Jones 160. The Jones and the Bamford balers were eventually the same baler really, with just different badges on it. Now, we have our Crone KR150, the oldest Crone baler in the country, behind James Bell with a David Brown 1490. Jimmy Gardner's in next with a Ferguson 35 with a Winsome cab and a Karonka bale carrier on the back. Now we're needing somebody to bail some bales here, to get some bales to show how some of this bale equipment would work. And then from the Stevens at Northfield, a lovely 1970s, 80s pairing, a 575 Massey Ferguson, pulling the Massey Ferguson. It's a good job we've got a big ring this year, because if it was a wee circular one at Corson Mill, we'd be really pushed to get it all in. Now we're going to get balers into action any second now to get rid of some of this hay to create more room. We're going to get some of these little New Hollands that have no sledges on the back, and we're going to plug the ruck in. And we'll just start the together. This baler's used every day, drumlock bale, everything in small square bales. And at one time, the only square baler you could get new was a welder. Now New Holland and Class and John Deere and Massey are all